Hadley presents Apple Videos. Today we'll check out Apple TV, Siri Remote. Hello, my name is Douglas Walker. Today we will be checking out all of the buttons and functions of our Siri Remote. Now, our Siri Remote is used for totally controlling our Apple TV. Okay, if we're new to our Apple TV and we are a VoiceOver user, we just might want to check out our Apple TV beginning VoiceOver gestures video. It does a pretty good job of quickly getting us navigating through our Apple TV. All right, so let's check out our Siri Remote. Now, we have our Siri Remote right here in front of us, and we will begin at the very top of our Siri Remote and move to the bottom as we explore today. Now, at the very top of our remote, we will find our touch surface, and our touch surface acts very much like the surface of our iPhone or iPad. We'll flick left and right, or even up and down on our touch surface to move between the items on our Apple TV. So if we flick to the right, we will move to the next item on our screen. And hey, let's just right flick a couple of times. And so we'll just right flick.
App Store, row 1, column 2.
And there's our App Store. So let's right flick a couple more times here.
Movies, row 1, column 3.
And there's our Movies app. We'll just right flick again.
TV shows, row 1, column 4.
And there's our TV shows app. And of course, moving or flicking to our left will move us to our previous item here. So we'll go ahead and just left flick a couple of times. And we'll just left flick.
Movies, row 1, column 3.
Great. And there's our Movies app again. And we'll just left flick again one more time here.
App Store, row 1, column 2.
Great. Now, our touch surface also gives us the ability to select or open any app or item. And once we find the item we want, we simply just press or click our touch surface. So since we're on our App Store app here, how about we go ahead and open it up? So we'll just press our touch surface and we'll press.
Menu, selected, featured, tab, 1 of 5.
All right, we heard kind of a click, and our App Store app is now open. And hey, that's pretty great. Now, it's probably good to know how to close our App Store or any app that we might have running, right? Well, that just so happens to bring us to our next button. And this is our menu button. Now, our menu button is slightly to our left and just below our touch surface. It's a round button that has a tactile or raised ridge around its edge. Now, our menu button acts a lot like a back button, and each time we press our menu button, we're moved back a level, or in this case, our app is going to close and we will be placed right back on our home screen. Okay, so we'll go ahead and just tap our menu button and we'll close our App Store app here. And we'll just press it.
App Store, row 1, column 2.
Great, our App Store app has closed and we have been placed right back on our home screen. Okay, our next button is our TV/Home button. And our TV Home button is the round button just to the right of our menu button. Now, our Apple TV includes our TV app, and we'll just simply press once to launch or open our Apple TV app. So let's give it a try. We will just press our TV Home button.
Forrest Gump, 1 of 50.
And there we go. Our TV app has opened, and we can easily just move through all of our great TV content here. And so that's pretty cool. Okay, if we just press our TV Home button again, we'll quickly move right back to our home screen. And so let's go ahead and just press it. And we'll press our Home button here.
App Store, row 1, column 2.
Yeah, our TV Home button has one more great feature here. We can simply just press it twice quickly to launch our app switcher, and we could flick between our recently opened apps. And I tell you, this works a lot like our app switcher on our iPhone or our iPad. Okay, our next button is our Siri button. Yeah, we love Siri. Well, most of the time we love Siri, right? Anyway, our Siri button is just below our menu button and to the left side of our remote here. Now, it's easy to find because our Siri button has a slight cup or light indentation to it. Now, if we're familiar with Siri on our other devices, well, Siri on our Apple TV will work much the same way. Now, to activate Siri, we simply press and hold down our Siri button. And we can do things like launch our favorite apps, find TV and movie content, which is really cool because we can say things like find our favorite actor. How about we go ahead and give that a try? So we'll just hold down our Siri button. Find movies by Tom Hanks.
Here are some movies by Tom Hanks. Mamma Mia. Here We Go Again, 1 of 19.
And there you go. We have a list of really great Tom Hanks movies. So as we can see, Siri can be a really great help to us. Now, another great way to use Siri is by entering text into any text field. When we encounter any edit or text field, we can just use our voice instead of using our on-screen keyboard, which is super handy. We'll simply press and hold our Siri button and just simply speak the text that we want to enter. We can even speak individual characters, and this is super helpful, especially when entering usernames and passwords. I tell you, we love our Siri button. All right, our next button is our play pause button, and our play pause button is just below our Siri button, and it's another round button, only this one has a flat surface just like our TV home button. Now, our play pause button really doesn't take a lot of explanation because it kind of does what it says it's going to do. We'll simply just press it to play or pause any of our content, like maybe our music, or of course, any movie that we happen to be watching. So our play pause button is pretty straightforward for us. Okay, our last button is actually our volume toggle button, and our volume button is our long kind of oval button just to the right of our Siri and play pause button. And you've probably already guessed that pressing the top part of our volume button will increase our playback volume. And of course, pressing the lower part of our volume button will simply decrease our system volume, which is pretty handy for us. All right, that pretty much covers all of the buttons on our Siri remote. So, hey, we are ready to start moving through our Apple TV and checking out all of our great content here. Again, my name is Douglas Walker. Take care, and I'll see you next time. For more Apple videos, visit the Hadley website at www.hadley.edu.